So you've tried therapy, added supplements, and made serious lifestyle changes, even meditation, exercise, and many healthier habits. Yet despite all of that effort, you still feel exhausted, anxious, and sometimes mentally foggy. And no matter what you do, the clarity never seems to come back. Here's why. The real problem might not be in your head, and it's in your gut. And until you fix that, no mental hack, no supplement or productivity tool will stick. A recent study shows that your gut bacteria can rewire your brain's stress response in just a few weeks. So your gut is not just digesting food, it is influencing your mood, focus, and even your resilience to stress. And if you are battling brain fog, low energy, or mood swings, and nothing you've tried has created lasting results, this video is for you. Your gut could be the missing link. And we'll cover how your gut and your brain communicate, what is quietly destroying your gut health, and most importantly, how to fix it so you can unlock better focus, consistent energy, a stronger mood, and real mental clarity. Let's dive in. So your gut and brain are in constant communication. The main highway between them, the so-called vagus nerve. It is a direct line that carries signals both ways, influencing everything from digestion to mood and focus, and even your stress response. You've likely felt this connection without realizing it. Ever notice how stress kills your focus? It can drain your energy and it can leave your stomach in knots. That is your gut signaling to your brain through your vagus nerve, triggering shifts in how you think, feel, and perform. But when your gut health breaks down due to chronic stress, poor diet, or ongoing inflammation, it sends distress signals back to your brain. And the result? So-called neuroinflammation or brain inflammation. And this clouds your thinking, drains your motivation, and wrecks your ability to focus. And what's a clear example of that? Long COVID. Research shows that persistent gut issues that are tied to long COVID can trigger chronic neuroinflammation, leading to brain fog, low energy, and mood swings that stick around even after all the other symptoms fade. Your gut also produces key neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA, which help regulate your mood, motivation, and focus. And when those gut bacteria fall out of balance, production of these brain chemicals drop, causing crashes that no amount of caffeine or even your willpower can fix. And the most concerning part, you don't even need obvious digestive issues for these problems to start. Your mental clarity, focus, and energy levels are often the first to suffer, long before any stomach symptoms appear. So what damages your gut? Now that you understand how your gut affects your brain, let's talk about what is actually breaking it down. And there are a few key factors quietly damaging your gut, often without any obvious warning signs. First, the most common but sometimes overlooked culprit, chronic stress. So if you're the ambitious type, you probably treat stress like a part of the grind. You love tight deadlines, non-stop notifications, and back-to-back meetings. The problem is, all that pressure triggers a chemical cascade. It weakens your gut lining, slows your digestion, and it throws your microbiome off balance. Stress hormones like cortisol cut off blood flow to your gut, and eating on the go or skipping meals only make it worse. Next, poor sleep. You already know sleep is important, but it's also when your gut does most of its repair work. Just a few nights of really bad sleep can disrupt your gut bacteria, ramp up inflammation, and weaken your intestinal lining. Sacrificing your sleep for more productivity, you're not really getting ahead. You're quietly draining your focus, energy, and resilience. Then there's overtraining, those early morning workouts after just a few hours of sleep. They're not really building resilience. You're spiking cortisol, breaking down your gut barrier, and you're draining your energy reserves. And without proper recovery, intense exercise lowers beneficial bacteria and increases inflammation. And if your workouts leave you feeling sluggish, irritable, or even wiped out, your gut might be the real issue. Diet plays a huge role too. Processed foods, refined sugar, and inflammatory seed oils feed harmful bacteria and weaken your gut lining. Even the so-called healthy diets, like strict fasting or cutting carbs, can backfire if they're not managed carefully. And without the right nutrients, you risk starving the good bacteria your brain relies on. And let's not forget alcohol and everyday toxins. Regular drinking disrupts your gut bacteria and damages the intestinal lining. Chemicals from plastics like BPA and phthalates leach into your food and into your water and messing with hormone balance. Pesticides like glyphosate disrupt digestion and harm beneficial bacteria. And even your household cleaners and personal care products can chip away at gut health without you even realizing it. And the worst part, your brain often feels the damage before your gut does. Brain fog, low energy, mood swings, and poor focus usually show up first, long before any digestive issues appear. So what happens when your gut health really breaks down? The effects go deeper than most people realize, and the symptoms won't always start in your stomach. So your mood, focus, and energy might already be suffering long before any digestive symptoms appear. So what's happening beneath the surface? Let's break it down to the most common gut problems that quietly undermine your mental health. It starts with increased intestinal permeability, so-called leaky gut. Picture your gut lining as a security barrier. Its job? Let in nutrients while blocking toxins, waste, and harmful microbes. But chronic stress, processed foods, alcohol, and some medications like NSAIDs can weaken that barrier and allow harmful substances into your bloodstream. And when your immune system sees those compounds in your bloodstream, it triggers inflammation to defend your body. But you won't necessarily feel it in your gut first. Instead, the effects will show up in your brain. Brain fog, energy crashes, and poor focus. Next is dysbiosis, an imbalance in your gut bacterial community. Your microbiome doesn't just digest food, it produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA, regulates your inflammation, and it manages a big part of your stress response. And when that balance shifts due to antibiotics, poor diet, or stress, beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium will decline. The result? Rising inflammation, brain fog, low mood, poor focus that can directly affect your brain function. And some gut dysfunctions hit even harder. So-called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, happens when bacteria overgrow in the small intestine, disrupting your gut-brain communication. People with SIBO often report anxiety, increased stress, and even personality shifts like higher neuroticism and lower extraversion. Ergo, chronic inflammation from SIBO directly affects brain function. Then there's inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, including Crohn's and colitis. These aren't just digestive issues, they hit your mental health too. Up to 40% of people with IBD experience depression, and around 30% deal with anxiety. And this isn't just from managing the chronic illness. This gut-driven inflammation directly affects mood, energy, and focus, especially during flare-ups. And you don't need strong digestive symptoms for these issues to affect your brain. And the good news? All of these gut issues are reversible, but only if you address the root causes and not just the symptoms. And in my next section, I'll show you how to break that cycle and start repairing your gut. If you really want to fix your gut, trendy diets or random supplements will not really help long term. You need to address the root causes with a clear and structured approach. And there are 5 proven steps that make the biggest difference. First, remove the biggest gut stressors. If you're still eating processed foods, consuming too much sugar, or drinking alcohol regularly, your gut will never heal. Cut out inflammatory seed oils like soybean or canola, reduce your alcohol to the occasional drink, and avoid medications like NSAIDs unless absolutely necessary. So the first goal is to stop the damage before trying to rebuild anything. Next, regulate your nervous system every day. Chronic stress breaks down your health, and no supplement will ever fix that. Simple daily habits can help though. Start your morning with sunlight exposure, ideally within an hour of waking to set your body's natural rhythm. Then add practices like 5 minutes of deep breathing, meditation, or a mindful walk to keep your nervous system balanced. Number 3, prioritize your sleep. Your gut does most of its repair work while you sleep, and without proper rest, nothing else will work. Stick to a regular bedtime, avoid screens 2 hours before sleep, and keep your room cool and dark. Number 4, eat foods that support your gut health. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense meals, vegetables, quality meat, and healthy fats like olive oil and avocado. Add fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir for good bacteria. Bone broth supports your gut lining, while resistant starches from cooked and cooled potatoes, rice, or green bananas feed beneficial bacteria. And finally, number 5, address underlying gut dysfunctions. This requires working with a qualified professional who can not only analyze blood work from a functional perspective, but also your gut health markers. They will help identify deeper issues. Think like leaky gut, SIBO, candida, or nutrient deficiencies, so you can take a targeted, step-by-step approach. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut to gut healing, but following these steps in the right order will give your body the foundation to repair itself. And as your gut improves, so will your energy, your focus, and hopefully your mental resilience. We've covered a lot, so let's simplify the big picture. Your gut and brain are constantly communicating, and when your gut is healthy, that connection keeps you focused, energized, and resilient. But when your gut breaks down, whether that's from stress, poor sleep, inflammatory foods, or bacterial imbalances, your mental performance often suffers first. And here's the catch. It doesn't always start with digestive symptoms. The first signs usually show up in your brain. Brain fog, low energy, mood swings, and anxiety. Conditions like leaky gut, dysbiosis, SIBO, and IBD can quietly undermine your focus and clarity long before your stomach sends any warning signals. And that is the real danger. Most people will never connect that their mental health struggles are connected to their gut health. Instead, they chase surface level fixes and quick hacks without ever addressing any of the root causes. And here's the reality. Random supplements will not fix this. Quick tricks won't either. You need a structured approach, one that removes what's damaging your gut, restores your balance, and rebuilds the critical gut-brain connections. So where should you start? This week, focus on just one of these proven steps. For once, you could swap processed foods for whole nutrient-dense meals. Or you could set a consistent sleep schedule, same time every night. Or what if you tried 5 minutes of breath work before your morning coffee to reset your nervous system? Even a small change can kickstart this healing process. And as your gut repairs, you will notice sharper focus, more energy, and better resilience. Gut health is really the foundation for peak performance. Fix it, and you'll unlock clarity, focus, and energy you didn't even realize that you were missing. And if this helped you think differently about your gut health and performance, why don't you hit like and subscribe? I share weekly insights on optimizing energy, beating chronic stress, and achieving sustainable peak performance without burning out. So drop a comment below and let me know which step you're starting with. I personally read and respond to every comment, so let's continue the conversation in the comments. See you in the next video.